Hello everyone. Let us continue with the management of fixed capital and the working capital and factors affecting fixed and working capital. We will study it one by one. So the management of fixed capital. As you know, the fixed capital means the amount which is invested in the long-term assets. Long-term assets means building, machinery, plant, furniture, fixtures, etc. So that firm has to a business has to decide that how much funds are to be allocated to each kind of fixed asset. When the firm has to take the decision that how much amount is invested in various kinds of asset, this is called the management of fixed capital as well as investment decision or the capital budgeting decisions. This we have already studied that these kind of decisions will always affect the growth, profitability and risk of the business in long term, because the for investing or for funding the fixed capital requirements, uh, these are met with the long term sources, equity, preference, debentures. So because these are funded for with the long term sources, that's why they will this kind of decisions will have a impact of risk in the long run. Fixed asset can never be financed through the short term sources because it involves a huge amount, and huge amount can be collected from the long term sources, not from the short term sources. What is the importance of fixed capital? Fixed capital is important for the long term growth. A business never starts giving return with the start of its own. Means कोई भी business start करते हैं तो it takes time. It will definitely give the returns in the future. So that's why that fixed capital or fixed assets, they will affect the long term growth of the business, and large amount of funds are involved in it. आपको कोई लैंड परचेज करनी है, आपको कोई प्लांट एंड मशीनरी परचेज करनी है, तो इट्स नॉट ए little amount invested, a large amount is invested for these purposes, and that's why a business has to have to go through all the detailed analysis. That such kind of decisions will include from where to get this asset, and if company decides that this is the source from where the fixed asset will be received, then what will be the rate of interest, or the loan, that if that asset is being financed from the debentures, then what will be the rate of interest. Next one is risk involved. Definitely, when the fixed assets, they will be invested with the huge amount. Definitely, how and longer time period will be there. How can we say that there will be no risk? हो सकता है कि जिस एसेट में आपने इन्वेस्ट किया है, एक टाइम पीरियड के बाद आपको पता चले कि आपका डिसीजन गलत था, इट वाज नॉट फ्रूटफुल. So, risk involved in fixed capital investment is also greater, and it's a very complex decision for a business. And these decisions are not or can't be reverted. These decisions are can't be reverted. When these decisions are once taken, and after that we feel that the decision is wrong, and again we want to revert this decision, a huge amount is involved, a huge amount is wasted. So therefore these decisions should be taken with careful analysis of each and every element. Otherwise they will have a adverse effect on the financial position of a company. The next one is factors affecting the requirement of fixed capital. Means what are the various factors which will affect that how much fixed capital is required. So first one is the nature of business. Nature, while considering the nature of business, we will look, generally we find that two kinds of businesses there, that one is trading business, other one is manufacturing business. And trading business needs lower investment in fixed assets because it doesn't need lots of investment in machinery, etc. So when the business is of manufacturing nature, it will definitely require the huge amount to buy, to purchase the plant and machinery, building, etc. So whenever you will do these factors, you should know, you must have knowledge that if a trading business is requiring less fixed capital, that what is the reason behind that. Another one is scale of operation. If a business is operating at a higher scale, definitely it will require bigger capital. If a business is working at the smaller scale, so definitely working capital requirement will be lower. Choice of techniques, where the kind of business is labor intensive, मीन्स बहुत ज़्यादा लेबर की रिक्वायरमेंट है, मशीनरी की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, तो डेफिनेटली द फिक्स कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट विल बी लेसर. And reversal to that, where the fixed capital of requirement is higher, in the machinery is higher and labor is lesser, labor is required lesser, in that situation fixed capital requirement will be lower. So uh, choice of technique is also the one of factor affecting. Labor intensive organizations, for examples can be quoted, where that a kind of construction industry is there. It is a labor intensive industry. Here the fixed capital requirement will be lesser. And where there is a mechanical, some sort of mechanical, when some plant is to be established, there the working fixed capital requirement will be more. While we talk about the software industry, sorry, software testing industries where computers or laptops are required, there the working capital in comparison to some mechanical industry will be less. So technology upgradation, if a product is such kind where the technology is uh, getting updated very soon, or we can say that the technology becomes obsolete very sooner and replacements are to be done, in such cases that more fixed capital will be required, otherwise lesser. Growth prospects, generally growth prospects of an organization require higher investment in fixed assets. Fixed assets, higher investment in fixed asset means more fixed capital. This will entail the larger investment in fixed asset and consequently larger investment in fixed capital. Where the products are diversified, if a firm is producing the different various kinds of products, then mm, the definitely the working capital will be larger. Why? That machinery will be required for every kind of product. A textile company is diversifying and starting a cement manufacturing plant. The machinery is required for the textile company as well as machinery is required for the uh, plant also, for the cement plant also. So definitely the fixed capital requirement will be increasing. Financing alternatives. If a developed financial market is there, that means you are available with leasing facilities. Leasing facilities means you are getting these things on the rental basis. You don't have to purchase your own things. You are available with the things on lease, on rent. In that situation, it will not be required a huge sum to purchase that fixed asset. You can just arrange this fixed asset by having it on the rental basis, so it will reduce the funds requirement. Level of collaboration says that if a certain business organization uses the other business organizations ATM. That means two firms are there on the simultaneously they use each other's ATMs. That means you are not required to get the loan from the banks. And such collaborations will definitely reduce the level of investment in fixed assets. So it's all for the day. Next, we will go for the working capital requirements, or we will study about how the working capital is to be managed. Thank you.